Hello, and welcome to episode 32 of Aunt Lanie's Kitchen. I am your host, Aunt Lanie, and I am here today to talk to you about places I've been, my restaurant reviews, places I hope to go soon, and then also some recipes that I have in progress. Now, I just want to warn you on this recipes in progress. I'm just going to be literally brainstorming. I'm not going to necessarily have something all together. I've got some ideas. I've been seeing all these old Facebook memories come up in my personal posts. So I'm like, whatever happened to me doing that? Okay, wait, whatever happened to me doing that? So it's going to be more of that, just FYI. It's not going to be something where you can like just be writing things down, instructions. It's literally going to be in a progress, more of a probably recipe and brainstorm. I don't know. First off, let's start off with my trip to Pittsburg, Kansas. Now, in the last episode, I did review the Pit and the Balkan. The coffee shop cocktail lounge is the Balkan, and the Pit is like the bar and grill kind of college bar uh, establishment where I had this amazing chicken bacon sandwich with some really good fries. And then the Balkan, I had some kind of lavender chai pastry. And then I think I had like an Italian soda, something like that. So just kind of like to catch you up. So I went to the Greenaway. Now that was my last stop. But you have to understand, it was August and it was hot August. It wasn't like, oh, a breeze of fall, y'all. It was like 100 degrees in the shade plus the humidity. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I went and I love the setup. It's got like a beer garden, kind of a area with a family-friendly kind of patio. They've got cornhole. They got some stuff, some activities out there, but it was so hot that no one was there yet, right? People were going to wait till the sun went down, like that kind of thing. But I had to show up early because I did a daycation. I decided not to stay over because it was so hot. I looked a couple days before I went on the trip. I looked and I was like, oh man, it's going to be hot for a long time. Now, if it would have cooled down to like to the 80s, I would have been like, oh yeah, I should go, or like, something like that. But it was not going to do that. And I was like, I am not going to make it out here. I'll be like, passing out. So I went ahead and I was like, let me stop by before I leave though. I went and they have like a snack truck thing, like a snack bar thing. You can get like I think you get some drinks and like snacks, like that kind of thing. Then they also have a food truck that comes. The food truck was on its way, but it was too hot for me to sit and eat, hot food. So I decided not to do that. But it did smell really, really good. They have a cocktail bar inside. Now that's what I really like. There's a cocktail lounge in there that had air conditioning. And so I stopped by. Now I did not get an alcoholic drink because I knew I was going to be driving and it was really hot outside, all that. And so I got a mocktail and they did like this cherry lime coconut mocktail. So it was like I could taste the cherry and the lime, but it looked like it was kind of a white foamy drink, and it was really, really good. It was so good. I definitely appreciated it. And it's the kind of drink that you want to sip slowly, right? You want to enjoy all of it. It's not a drink to be like, oh my gosh, I just need something cold and you just like gulp it down. No, you got to savor this drink, which I totally appreciated that. And I thought, man, if I had a little bit more time, maybe I'd have her put like a little bit of brandy in there or something like that. Um, to give it a little bit like more of a kick. But it was really, really good. And I slowly savored it, talked to the bartenders, and just had a really great conversation. The inside of the place, it's very to me, it looks like kind of like it reminds me of like my uncle's den back in the day when my dad's uh older brother had like this very like hardwood, like mahogany wood style, and like it's I loved it. It kind of had this lodge feel, but it also is very like sophisticated at the same time. It's kind of like this very laid back lodge kind of a feeling, but with elegance there too. It just felt really familiar and it did not feel like intimidating. Sometimes you go in places, it's so fancy, you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to order my little drink and am I dressed up in it? No, this place had this welcoming yet elegant vibe, and I really appreciated that. And the service was very quick and it was very friendly. So it's definitely a place that I would go to. With the weather, cooling down, all that stuff, a nice place to be to kind of like, maybe sit outside in early fall and listen to some music because they do have music and all that. Eat some food truck stuff and then, go in and have like a nice little cocktail drink and sit and talk to people. It had that kind of vibe. It's kind of vibe where you could go by yourself and have fun. You could go with like in a couple or with like a friend. You could go with like a smaller group. I wouldn't say put 30 people in there. I mean, that's kind of, you don't want to be doing all that stuff unless you call ahead. I just say that with everything. Like always call ahead if you got a big group like that. But it'd be great if you had like maybe like a six top. You could probably do it. Eight might be pushing it in the sense of like if you all want to sit together like that kind of thing. But I really liked it, and it's a place that I would start the evening off at because in the middle of downtown Pittsburgh, there's Kansas. There's a lot of places you can just go walk to as well. But that would be a place I would start off the festivities, or I would go and like after I, went to dinner or I went whatever, and it's like maybe 8 o'clock or nine or something, I would go and end the night there. Just a very nice, low key yet elegant kind of place to go. So that's the Greenway in Pittsburg, Kansas. Okay, now on my way back from the Greenway, I stopped by Tasty Baghdad. I just needed a little bit of a treat, like I shouldn't say treat, a little bit of a meal to take the edge off. So I ordered some grape leaves, and there's about, I think about six came with the order. I want to say six to eight came with the order. On my blog that I think it should be coming out soon. The post for that. I only picture three, and I'll tell you it's because I was like, I've already reviewed this for my Quaint and Cozy KC, like back when I was doing food reviews and I just had one website for everything, and it just got to be a little too much. So I split it up because it's turning too food centric. Someone made that comment, like, I feel like all you do is food on here. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, that was actually one of the reasons why I kind of split things up. And so I was like, well, I've already done this, and then I was so hungry that I ate three, and I was like, oh man, I still got to take. I want to take a picture of this for Aunt Lanie's Kitchen since I have not reviewed the Tasty Baghdad. Now that's all I got because that's all I needed though too, because A, it was hot, and B, I wasn't super hungry. So I bit into the grape leaves, and amazing. They had like the leaves were not all crunchy. Sometimes the leaves can get crunchy, or they're wrapped so tightly you can barely bite in. Like it's like a struggle to bite into like the rice and get the ingredients, but it was just the right amount. You could taste the lemon and the oil on the grape leaves, which I love. So again, like I said, they were nice. They had the right amount of texture to them. The oil, it wasn't so oily that I was like everything was slipping off, but it wasn't dry and crunchy either. I'm just not a big crunchy grape leaves person. And then inside the ingredients tasted fresh and just really, really good. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. But definitely would recommend stopping in there. And again, the inside of the Tasty Baghdad is gorgeous. Really good for like you could do a date night there. You could do like friends, family, that kind of thing there. Spacious in the sense of like it's not one of those places where all the seating area is all top like on top of each other. We're like, oh my gosh, I can't even get out to get to the bathroom or even leave. Nope, it's kind of like nice and spread out the way they have things. They've got the booths have a lot of room. Then they have like this little seated area if you want to get kind of like a group together and just kind of like sit on it. It looks like like a couch situation, but something like that, when you've got like a group of people coming in, it's like maybe you're not all gonna sit and eat like something heavy. We've got some appetizers out. And this is the kind of place where I would start the night off at this place because I think they close at like nine or something like that. But I would start the night off at this place, get a few appetizers, hang out, be in the vibe before I went to a movie or, to my next event. Or if you're someone who's like, you know what, I just want to do a low-key restaurant, but I want it to be beautiful and I want it to have, some charisma, all that stuff. This is the restaurant to go to. When you want to go out and see something great, you don't just want to go to a chain restaurant. Although again, there's times where chain restaurants work too. You want to go out, be out, and this is that kind of restaurant, the Tasty Baghdad, and that's in Gladstone. Next, I am going to take you to La Fuente. And this is located in Independence. Now, again, this is a chain. So I just want to be clear. This is like I think a local chain. And so there's a couple in the Kansas City area, but the one I went to was in Independence. And I went during Labor Day weekend. I had a group of friends going to the Santa Caligon. I always call it the wrong name. But they were going to that, and I was like, you know what? I don't necessarily want to walk around and listen to bands. I'm kind of tired, but I do want to see friends. So I went to the dinner portion of the evening and had a lot of fun. I opted for the Mexican street tacos, and they had steak with like a side of rice. And what I really because when I first got them, I'm like, okay, and then I had like a nice green sauce and all that. I was like, okay, well, these are really simple. They've got the onions and it's like some kind of cilantro and the white onion cilantro and the steak. And I was like, okay, this is, and then I took a bite and I was like, oh my goodness. They had that steak masterfully seasoned and it was tender. It was just the kind of steak that you want, or myself, I wanted on my street taco. And also, it went well with sometimes with the sauces. Like they're there and you're like, okay, I'll have a little bit, but that sauce was actually good. That verde, it's like a green sauce. It was actually pretty good and it went well with the steak. And then I had like a little bit of lime, and I don't think I squeezed the lime because I was so hungry. I was like, oh, there's a lime I could I didn't do all that. Okay, I was hungry. Super good. And I liked the atmosphere. It gave Taco Tuesday Mexican restaurant kind of on the kitschy side, beautiful tables, like all the thing, like just a lot of fun. Like it's like kind of like you go out, you're like, okay, I'm in the Americanized Mexican restaurant. It's just really upbeat, all of that. Just a really good vibe. Our server was amazing. Okay. And that was La Fuente in Independence off 291. So that's where that is. I went to Acre. Now I went to Acre like last month. Had a day off. I had a day off from work. It was a Friday. I was like, okay, I have to get to Acre. Now every time I've tried to go on the weekends, either friends couldn't make it or it was just so packed. I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to. I got to come up with something. I'm like, you know what? I'm fine trying this during lunch. That works. So I went to Acre during like a Friday lunch, and I went and I sat at the bar. And there was it wasn't packed, but there was a lot of people in there. And I noticed something. If I was coming to Acre as a business, it's a great place to go and have a client meeting, I think, because it's pretty quiet in there. Like the way things are, it's not like a loud, boisterous restaurant like that during the day. Because I can always tell when a place is boisterous, but they're having a quiet day. This place is pretty professional. I think they kind of know that during the day people are coming in for client meetings and all that. So yeah. Now because I was there for lunch, was kind of stalking the lunch menu, and I got the beef rib sandwich, and that was a braised short rib, horseradish, creme fraiche, caramelized smoked onions, and Gruyere cheese, and it had like a side of garlic fries. I really appreciated that they made the fries garlic. They didn't just throw out some fries. They seasoned the fries as well because it really went well. Complimented beef rib sandwich. The beef rib sandwich was really tender and well seasoned. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of creme fraiche because I think most things don't need it. I mean, certain things do, but a lot of from like, it's too much. But the bartender was like, hey, just try a little bit. It's actually pretty good. I've had it. So I did, put a little bit on there, and it actually did add a nice kind of extra depth of flavor. But I just did a little bit. 'Cause I'm just not, I just don't like drippy sandwiches. I know you're like, what? But I just don't like them. I'm like, oh my gosh. Um, so yeah, I mean, I really appreciated that, but I just did a little bit goes a long way for me. Now they put this on a toasted baguette, and I really appreciated that because this is not the kind of sandwich you could just put on like a brioche bun or some kind of wrap. I mean, I know people would probably do it in a wrap. I'm just not. I feel like I'm just like not into it for this kind of like this level of braised beef rib. But this toasted baguette went well because the meat wasn't overflowing out. Like you got a lot of meat, but it wasn't like spilling off the sides or anything like that. It just held it well, and also it didn't because it was toasted and it was a baguette, which already has kind of like a harder, crustier exterior. It didn't fall apart and it didn't get soggy because that sometimes those sandwiches like the bread gets soggy. Now look, I'm eating it anyway, okay? But it was nice to have a bun that could or a baguette that could stand up to the ingredients. The fries were good. They were nice and crisp, served hot. The garlic was there, but it wasn't so overpowering where you're like, oh my gosh, why do they put so much garlic on here? It's messing with the. No, it went well with the uh, the beef rib sandwich. So that's Acre. They're in Parkville. They're in like a strip mall. So parking can be a little challenging. And even I got lucky because I got Rockstar parking in the front of the building, but I can imagine because I used to go to there's a Nick and Jake's that's kind of like right over there. And sometimes that parking lot can get crazy. And there's a public library in that area too. So just kind of like, be aware that parking can be a challenge. Like you'll find parking, but you could have to walk for a minute. And during a rainy day or winter, that just might be something to think about. Okay. Now we are leaving Parkville, and we are going to the Crossroads area. We're going to go to Triune. Now, this, I thought about just doing this review itself because there was so much stuff that we got, during our time there. We did like I was there for a birthday party and we did one of those menus, like the tasting menu. So it was like 12 items that we all split. So it was a lot of food. Definitely a lot of food. I'm still working. This is last month. Technically, I'm still working on the review. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. Like I just got all the pictures. Well, for most of them. Um, I just got all of those like uploaded. So it's gonna take me a little bit because I'm always debating like how intricate do I get with everything? Because it's a lot of food. So what I might do is just list it out. Um, I might just go ahead and list it out when I do my written review.